Hello everybody. This is Fred in France from Metalobs TV and metalobs.com, and we go to Finland to, I don't know if they still live in Pietarsaari, Vaasa in Finland, but I just know Helsinki and the airport personally. But let's go. We go to travel the Baltic Sea, and we go to N Oceans to see N Oceans member. I'm very happy to have them, both two members, and they're going to introduce themselves. Please, one by one, who may do.
Okay.
Hello.
It's
a little bit laggy, but yeah, I'm Mathias. I'm the singer of End Oceans, and I'm actually not in Pietarsaari right now. I'm living 1 hour away from Pietarsaari in this city called Seinäjoki. So yeah.
Okay, still in Finland. Okay.
Still in Finland.
Okay, and next, please.
Hello, my name is Timo, and I'm the guitarist of End Oceans, and actually I live in Pietarsaari still.
Okay. It's in the, where is it in Finland? I didn't check. It's in the wood, in the lakes, between two lakes. It's where is it?
You mean Pietarsaari?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the west coast, a bit up north.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is if I'm right, you are 6 in the band.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there is Timo and Timu.
Yeah,
two guitarists.
It's pronounced Teemu in Finnish.
Okay.
But
It's complicated.
It's quite difficult.
Very for us, it's very close, the first name.
Yeah.
And just Mathias, if I can say that, you also sing in Finntroll as Breath's nickname.
Yeah, exactly. That's me.
So I saw you many times live with Finntroll. Sadly than Oceans.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I think I've done some interview for this Metalobs before.
Yeah, we follow, but it was but by email or just through audio, and now we evolve with the time. So thank you guys for this interview. So just a question: what assessment can you draw can you set now about your 2 previous studio album? We review. I interviewed for that in 2020, Cosmic World Mother, and As in Gardens, So in Tombs in 2023, because it was your comeback, and you released two great albums, maybe more in the neoclassical way of An Oceans, and very symphonic. What assessment can you do, Timo? Maybe when you look backwards, are you satisfied because it was a pandemic and you will come back?
Of course, we are happy with the albums, no doubt about it. But yeah, it was too bad with the timing.
You didn't choose the pandemic.
We had quite a lot coming gigs abroad and stuff like that, and all of a sudden, actually, we were thinking about stopping the promotion and delaying the release, but the promotion was already ongoing, so we thought that better to release the album. And of course we lost, like everybody else, a few years, and it felt like it was no use to release an album. But actually it was, for us, it was really good to have that first album, comeback album out, and then concentrating on the next one. And of course we are really happy with that one, and new one is coming soon. So
there was no shows, and that's why also I didn't saw you live recently, also An Oceans live, but at the same time during the pandemic, people were very aware, some people were at the time to listen to a lot of music, and especially to your album on Season of Mist.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a good thing with the pandemic, that people actually had the time to listen to music, and when there were no shows to go to, people tended to really appreciate, new music that came out. So it wasn't, like a waste of music in that way. Of course, as Timo said here, we had a lot of gigs, and we were having this cool tour that we already had planned and everything. But now we can do this, and with with a new album out soon, we can even more do so.
And did you prepare the new stuff? So it's called the new album. It's the 7th studio album, the Regeneration Itinerary. So did you already prepare that? Maybe at the same time that as in Gardens and so in Tombs at the end of the pandemic 2022-23.
Well, yeah, it was there was some small delays also in the release of As in Gardens, so in Tombs, because after the pandemic there was also this problem with the material shortage.
Yeah.
So when we decided
for
to
the
press
vinyl,
press the vinyls, we had to wait for a long time because now normally when you make a vinyl, maybe you have to wait 4 months for the vinyl, but all of a sudden it was 13 months to wait for the vinyl. So when we were actually waiting for to get the last album's vinyls and release the album, we could actually start writing for the new album already. So I think when the album was out, we had maybe something like 3 new songs, or at least like skeletons of like 3 new songs.
Drafts of that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, some companies reopen. They were closed, and some companies to press the vinyls reopen in America, in France, and small companies. And Opus had problem to release his last album because it was postponed at the end of the last year because it was the delay. And Rising Phoenix Music they postpone the release. Okay. Okay. So now, do you have a lot of plans now for the Regeneration Itinerary? Regeneration, is it a respawn, artistic respawn, a lot of things respawn with an chance? Because that I have to ask you. You split and you create unit HAVOC, but you were born and Mathias arrived on vocals, but you respawn in 2017, and after you release Cosmic World Mother and As in Gardens, so in Tombs. 2 great, excellent albums. Now the Regeneration Itinerary now. So you catch the time, and is it a response? What does it mean, the Regeneration Itinerary? Because you are always concept albums, titles very complex.
This is no exception, this one either. I think like my whole life, also when I've been writing albums, they've always been more or less concept albums.
Okay.
So it fits my style, and also it fits the style of Endocian, so it's perfect. But this one is it's a little bit how to say the first 2 comeback albums, they sort of had a little bit more, how to say, it was a little bit more looking around upwards, what's happening around in the world and in the universe, and more exploring those territories and being philosophical about what's going on. This one is more, how to say, like a personal, and this is more connected to the human being itself.
Inner self, human inside.
So, but still, it's a concept album, and it's sort of a journey. And as the title says, there's the itinerary, or like a guidebook, or a journal, in some kind of sense to be reborn, or to how to create yourself, to create a new version of yourself.
Okay.
So.
Okay, and you are a team. You are 6, like I said, in Oceans. So it's not complicated sometimes to say, I want to speak about that. I want to put this riff here. I want to. How do you compose? How do you work lyrically and musically? Who made who? Because there are keyboards, there are machines, there are a lot of things. Vocals. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Timo.
Music-wise, it's I have made like, is it 6 songs to the album?
Yeah, I think so. You have
considering also those bonus tracks. And then Antti have made initially 5 songs with keyboards.
Okay.
And I have made guitars to those, and Timo has made 1 song with guitar. And it's usually so that the one who makes the initial song or whatever, he makes it ready and makes a demo of it, and then we like go through that with the band, and if we need to make any new arrangements or whatever, then we make those. But
and you rehearse together and jam, or no? You work
at some point. At some point, we don't rehearse that often because we live like 500 kilometers from the drummer. So So we make like with the drum machine and stuff like that, the ready demos and
And
that is the most common way to make
music exactly. Nowadays. I think when we had like over half the album written, I think we started to we went to the rehearsal room at some point to check if it works. Usually it's a good thing to go to the rehearsal room because then you find this what will work, you know, when you play the whole song from beginning to the end with all the instruments, then you find this kind of, okay, so this part is way too long or this part is way too short or something like that. But as Timo said, we are living 500 kilometers away from the drummer and the bass player, so it's always a little bit of a hassle to get this, but I think they're really important for the album, and maybe for the next album, comeback album number 4, we need to even do this more.
Okay. You are already working on following
not
but
not too far, but of course I have made some
ideas
stuff with the guitar already.
Okay. So. But do you tour a lot? Do you play live a lot? Because it's rare to see you live in France. You come, but and you are signed on a French label. But do you, because to compose, to write, it takes time. The pandemic complicated things. But maybe you change your habits to work in distance, far away, by computer, internet, etc. But do you tour do you play live a lot? In fact.
Yeah, we are really open for touring as much as possible, but of course we have quite a lot of plans, and we'll see how many of those will happen. But I think we play as much as possible. So, but we are getting there. But of course we are like just came back, and we have to make do some work for getting better festivals. And but of course we like now we have a tour planning later this year.
And Tuska in Finland, you are going to play maybe in Tuska festival this year?
Not this year.
Tuska. Yeah, Tuska, not this year. Shit. And in France, there are plans for that?
At this point, we can say that much, that at least there are a few dates in France.
Okay. We are expecting that.
Hopefully they will happen.
So because live, it's not for me as listener. I say 6 guys on stage with all the instruments, the keyboard that I say, the guitar parts, the vocal parts. It's to mix all that in studio and live. But maybe it's two different things. No,
it's a lot of things happening.
It's not too complicated. It's not too complicated because your music is not just play the guitar and just play a riff, rock and roll. No, just it's tell me more, because it's 2 different approach, live and studio, and to create these songs live, especially it's not easy.
Oh yeah, well, there's a lot of things happening, of course, and it will be live as well. We try to of course to get everything that is on the album to get it there, but of course it's always a competition, live. If you want to have the guitar leads, how much do you want it to hear? How much should the keyboards be? Is it this? But luckily nowadays we have our own sound technician, of course. So so he knows which parts are important and this. So that's luckily we have this advantage nowadays. But of course there will be always a little bit difference between live and the studio albums, man.
And for you, Mathias, it's not complicated in the planning to play at the same, to tour with Finntroll at the same time, or you can play with the 2 bands if they tour together at the same night. You can live performance, double performance.
Yeah, it's been complicated sometimes, especially after the pandemic, because both bands had new albums out, and both bands needed to tour as much as possible at the same time. I think now we are gonna take it a little bit more easy with Finntroll right now, because we need to start making new music and do all these kind of things. So so it will it will be more room for endorsements now, which is really cool. So but then last time they were the album cycles, they were synced last time. So because of every band wanted to tour in 2022. You know, so there was so many bands at the same time, and there was not enough slots. So, but I think now we're gonna have the new Andocians album out this year, and maybe start making the new Finntroll album this year or next year.
You separate, not at the same time.
Exactly. So then so then the album cycles will, but working like they should.
But physically, technically, you could tour. You could make a tour with Finntroll and to play to make 2 shows every night, every evening.
No. I'm not that kind of guy. No, that's maybe when I was 20 years younger.
Okay. Okay. So the first single of the album is Inertia. It's the first track of the album. And I think it represents well the new album. Maybe it's a short song, but there is a break. It starts very straight, and there is a break. I say, oh, I have changed the CD or the MP3 player. No, it's the same. I'm not in a nightclub, and there is a techno break and some beats, and after it restarts and grows, etc., etc. So I was surprised, but then I say maybe with the Regeneration Itinerary, maybe you experiment again and you try new thing more. It's a more avant-gardist album. Maybe Cosmic Mother was more symphonic black metal, classical. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely a little bit more experimental album. Of course, the second single, the Prophetical Mercury Implement, is more of like a classical black metal song, like more symphonic song again. But there are some songs on the new album that we tried a little bit different kind of approach to, and Inertia is one of those songs that we really, we wanted to show off like the first single to show off all the sides, of the new album. So I think it's a really good first single in that kind of sense. Then you get like, okay, this album is gonna be about this and this and this. But as you already could see on the second single, that it was already more normal black metal, and in a couple of weeks we will have the third single out, and let's see about that.
Which song which song the next one?
It's gonna be the one that's in Swedish. That's called Förnyelse I tre akter.
It's Swedish. It's not Finnish. Okay, Swedish.
And what that's Swedish. Yeah.
What does it mean? I didn't look for. Excuse me. What does it mean?
It's like regeneration in 3 acts.
Okay. Okay. Yes. And this new album, is it a trilogy? Maybe with the 2 past albums? No. Is that in a trilogy?
We have actually been asked this quite a lot, because of course when you look at the albums, the album covers are a bit similar on these 3 albums. In the same style, and also the themes are a little bit similar, but it was not planned to be a trilogy. But now when I'm thinking about it, or when we have been thinking about it, they feel a little bit like a trilogy, and also maybe the concepts are, because of the first album was more like I was talking about a lot of the universe and everything around us. On the second album, it was more like a spiritual album. Now it's more like a personal and
you said that before.
So it's like how to say, like, you have the like 3 different parts that fit together as one. So in kind of a sense, in hindsight, it became a trilogy in that kind of.
Okay. Timo, did you change your guitar tuning? We can see your guitar behind you. Maybe a Jackson or Ibanez and sextet. No,
Ibanez guitars.
No Jacksons. I like the black one. It remember me the ice guitar
Iceman.
Ibanez from Tom G. Warrior and Princeton keys.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's 7 strings.
I
don't play that much with that one. That should be like for my death metal band.
Or just the decoration there behind you.
No, not decoration, but not for the Andocians.
Okay.
Too many strings.
Okay. Because you make my transition. I find since the arrival of Mathias on vocals, he replaced Kenny. The guitar tuning and the vocals are a bit down, lower. You understand? not higher, but lower, and especially in the guitar tuning. And did you change your guitar tuning to adapt with the voice of Mathias, or Mathias change?
No, the tuning is the same as with the first two albums.
Really?
It's E flat. Is it?
If and the new one it's E flat. No.
Yeah.
It seems lower. You understand? Down.
Yeah, no, but there's these chords. I don't know what they are called, but at some points. But it's a standard E flat.
Yeah, but also the bass, of course, is in in B flat. So Pyry, he plays a lot on on the fifth string. So that also makes it sound a little bit.
And there's the keyboards. It's not easy to find the space when you are bass player. When there are keyboards, a lot of keyboards.
It's always this kind of like balance in the mix. You need to put certain here in certain boxes, and you cannot. Not all instruments can be in the same spectrum, you cannot take the whole spectrum. So you need to make layers of it. So I definitely can feel like that the bass player has some problems, but actually on the new album we decided to raise the level of the bass guitar a little bit more than usual. So that's why it probably sounds like it's a little bit lower, because the bass is quite loud in the mix actually.
But maybe it's an album darker. Maybe with and with your goals, maybe goals, screams, you can do all.
Yeah, the vocals was actually a little bit different on this one, because I think the riffs were a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more harsher on this one. So I wanted to change it into more. I don't want to call it like death metal style, but a little bit more into and take it away from the normal like high-pitched screaming and do a little bit more of everything instead. So there's some lower vocals as well, and that may be also contributing to a little bit more lower feel of the whole album.
And Timo, how do you work your riffs, the guitar riffs? Do you practice every day? You when you're on tour, you are able to write a riff, to compose a riff, to record it on your mobile phone. How do in the past it was different, but how do you work? You have always ideas. You work with T, the other guitarist.
I try to play every day, but of course I have work and a lot of other things to do, but I don't like rehearse that much. And actually now I start to work on those live gig sets. And when I try to make some new music, it takes really long time, because you can play several hours and nothing comes out. And this is quite often asked, and it's really a boring answer. There's no like anything special with the composing. I just start to play, and sometimes I get a good riff and sometimes not. So,
but on tour you can't. In the tour bus, just before a show, during the sound check, you can't.
No, not really. No.
Some ideas, okay.
Well, I don't need to write, because we don't tour that much. And
that's the question at the beginning.
But if we would be like touring all the time, then of course we would have to think something else.
And what are your favorite bands? I can see a t-shirt. I don't put the t-shirt today, but Gena. Yeah, it's Gena. The Norwegian band. Because there are two Gena.
That is one of my favorites.
With the Dirgerep, if I'm right, in the past on Dirgerep.
Actually, I'm going to go and see that original lineup in Germany.
The Reform. Okay.
They are having one club gig in Germany.
Cool. Okay, I remember Dirger when he moved to go to Enslaved in 1998. Do you have, Timo, some regrets sometimes? At the period you split, and there was a question, more experimental and futurist electronic stuff with HAVOC UNIT. a parenthesis, and you close the parenthesis at this time and oceans in a hiatus in sleep, and after you respawn so an oceans in 2017 with the guys. But do you have any regrets to say HAVOC UNIT, it was a parenthesis, maybe you spent your time, you make an error or mistake? Do you have any regret, or you are satisfied of this experimentation at this time to make other things differently?
Yeah, I have been thinking that we didn't really understand how good or well we had everything back in the day.
Yeah.
Because we weren't anymore with Season of Mist, but we had this Century Media.
Century Media, remember, I have the promotional CD. I have the promotional CD.
And I don't know what happened, but we got really inactive. And of course, I had quite a lot other things in my life. So
yeah,
I didn't have that much time for the band. And then we had less and less gigs and the style changed. Then we thought that maybe we should end and Oceans, and then we started with HAVOC UNIT because the style was totally different and
avant-gardist, totally avant-gardist.
Yeah, and we made only one album with that one, but
H4 plus, I don't know the word, Horse Industrial Veremania.
But I'm happy now because we had And Oceans again. So
okay.
I don't want to look back too much.
Sometimes to look at the future. Okay, what do you want to add? Excuse me, guys, because maybe you have other interviews. What do you want to add about this new, very very good album? Very very intense, very darker, we said, and maybe more avant-garde, more experimental. It's a good crossover, I think, of what you did. In fact, not a compilation, of course, but it's a good crossover and blend of what you did. What do you want to add, guys? And are you going to celebrate your birthday? 30 years, 1995.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Are you going to make some shows? Come to France. Come to play in France, please. What's the plans and what do you want to add about the Regeneration Itinerary? I let you the last word.
Well, please, Mathias. We're gonna try to tour a lot and go to places we haven't been in a long time. And as Timo hinted here before, there are plans for some shows in France as well. So keep your eyes open for that because soon we hope we can start talking about this. And we will go to new places we haven't gone before, and we just really want everybody to enjoy the album and hope that that people like it and that they will be into the small new twist we have to this new record. So
okay. And Timo?
No, I don't have anything to add.
Nothing to do. Okay.
Hopefully see you all on the road.
Yeah. But congratulations, it's a very, very good album, like usual. But honestly, I hope to see you live soon because I follow you. It's true. Since 1995, since 1998, Season of Mist, first album. This time I had a radio show. I interviewed you sometimes, and after in Metal Ops by written. So I'm Chatty Boy. Bye bye. I let you. Tak. I don't know if we say in Finnish the merci. Thank you. Tak. No.
That's Swedish, but that works.
And Finnish, how do you use that in Finnish?
Kiitos.
It has different Yetos. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Thank you very much, and good luck with this album, The Regeneration Itinerary, out in May on Season of Mist, French label. Bye. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
See you live.
Bye.